one, go.
You're listening to The Kyle Chambers Show.
And welcome to the Kyle Chambers Show. My name is Kyle Chambers, and I'm here today with Kenna Pugh. Kenna is from Tennessee, and she is the CEO and owner of Social Collective. It is a marketing agency that helps fitness and gyms and also martial arts studios upping their marketing. Thank you so much for joining the show today, Kenna.
Thank you so much for having me, Kyle. I am really excited to be here and share my story and just kind of talk a little bit more about what I do.
What inspired you to get started with Social Collective, and how has it grown to what it is today?
I originally started out coaching in a martial arts studio, which was one of my big passions. Whenever I was coaching in that martial arts studio specifically, I was also kind of like an in-house social media manager. And I figured out that I was really good at that. And whenever it comes to like coaching, you're kind of developing the skill to talk to different groups of people and communicate certain topics to different types of people that might have a hard time communicating those things. And that skill right there translates really well into social media. After I was kind of an in-house social media manager for that martial arts studio, once I left, I realized that I wanted to do something of my own. I've kind of always had a pretty entrepreneurial spirit. When I was younger, I was always trying to make businesses and I was always trying to sell things. I remember getting in trouble at school at one point because I was trying to sell like toys and bracelets and stuff out of my backpack. I always kind of had that like entrepreneurial type spirit. So I knew I was going to do something of my own at some point. And then once I left that studio, I kind of came up with the name, and here we are now. I've kind of built it out to what it is now. I was originally using it as like a side hustle while I was coaching. I quit that coaching job, and then I came up with the Social Collective, and then I entered another coaching job, and I was kind of doing that as a side hustle as well when I was coaching full time. And then about last year, I went full time into the business, putting all my time into it now, and I'm really excited to see what is in the future for it.
What services in particular do you offer martial arts schools and martial arts tournaments with your company?
I feel like with martial arts schools and martial arts tournaments, martial arts schools are very similar to like gyms as far as their marketing, but event marketing as far as like tournaments goes, that's a little bit different. I do offer more of a full management type service. A lot of my clients go for this one. It's my most popular service. This would include posting. I would do all of the content editing, the caption writing. I would write out the entire strategy for that business and their social media. So in some cases, I would do content creation for them. I would go to their event, or I would go to their business and do the content creation for them. Or if I can't go and make their content, I would send them shot lists of certain things that they would have to record for me to edit and post for them. In some cases, it's paid marketing services. It can be strategy calls, monthly strategy calls. I like to talk to my clients on a regular basis to make sure that we're on the same page and continuing to update our strategy and what's currently being posted to my clients' social media platforms. So that would be more of our like full service, full management type package. And then there's other ones where it would be like individuals, whether that be individuals inside of the martial arts community, or whether it'd be like an individual like personal trainer. You're treating it differently than a business. They're just an individual that are providing services. So some of those people want to do it themselves, but don't necessarily need that full management package. So I would do more of like coaching and idea creation for those individuals. A lot of those people maybe want to do it themselves, but don't have that strategy behind it. So I even have clients that want to be involved in the full management package. And so I make sure my clients are included in every step of the way as far as the social media goes.
Where do you get your education to be able to learn how to be CEO of your own company, be an entrepreneur, and to be able to be in the social media side of it for your own business?
Yeah, I actually took a ton of courses. I've always been obsessed with just learning in general, whether that be for my business or just for personal development in general. Whenever I kind of joined the workforce years and years ago, I tried to surround myself with a lot of the owners of the businesses, and I was a constant like question asker. I asked a ton of questions, probably to a point where it was really annoying. But I made sure to really understand my position, and whether that be in the martial arts community or in my position now. And so I have surrounded myself with people that own social media management companies or are other business owners. And I continue to ask people that are better than I am at my job, and continuing to just join co-working spaces. I try to join courses and teaching groups, and I try to befriend these bigger influencers inside of the social media management world to continue my education. I go to conferences that are going to teach you about paid ads and what's currently trending on Facebook, or the AI tools that can help you with your social media management processes. I remember earlier this year, I went to Social Media Marketing World in San Diego, and that was a bigger event that I went to help me it was like a 3-day event that we could go to multiple speakers, and you're taking notes. And I'm pretty sure my notebook, I had a new notebook, it was filled with just notes, and I learned a ton there, and I continue to try to just further my education in any way that I can, and learn by doing. Honestly, if there's a new service that I'm trying to roll out that maybe I haven't perfected just yet for my clients, I make sure to communicate that with my clients and try to I either lower the price for that specific service, or I will just kind of learn by doing, because I think that a lot of the times people have the paralysis through analysis type situation where they're spending a ton of time learning about that specific thing that they want to do, or they're thinking about it or just looking into it rather than doing. And so I am a firm believer of learning by doing.
What differentiates your company over other fitness social media companies out there?
I think that one of the big things is, well, first off, our slogan, so to speak, is our purpose is to put a spotlight on yours. And so really understanding our clients' why and the reasoning behind they do what they do. I think that being able to clearly communicate that kind of their why is really important when it comes to social media. Not only that, but being able to understand the gyms and the individuals that are working behind the martial arts studios, or the tournaments, and the fitness providers. I think that being, as a coach and just someone that is a fitness fanatic, so to speak, being able to, it takes one to know one. And so whenever you're in a position where you either worked in a karate school or you've been at tournaments for years, I think that when you put yourself in those clients' shoes, it's easier to communicate that. And I think that a lot of marketers out there maybe don't have the same advantage. They just know marketing, and I think it takes a special type of person, or a special type of team to know the business, have been in the business, or understand the process behind it, but then also understanding marketing and the people that make up marketing and who you're marketing to. One of the big things is, I believe in bestness in all areas. And so not just focusing on your paid ads, not just focusing on the organic marketing side of things, but really focusing on the broad picture of the impact of what marketing should have on my clients' community. One of the things, if I was marketing for a gym or a martial arts studio, is their main goal is to get members and impact those members, and obviously keep them, because the longer you keep them, the more impact you have. As far as the mission behind it, but then also revenue reasons. I try to implement a hybrid strategy. I call it a hybrid strategy because it includes 3 different parts. It is an organic connection side, where that would implement just social media management. So you're managing what the business has already on social media without any paid ads. Next would be your quick connection. So your quick connection would be that paid marketing. You're quickly reaching out to people, getting that awareness, and that's a little bit more like you get them in the door and you try to keep them. The last thing would be the continued connection, because you can get them, but you have to keep them. And so if you're getting people in the door every single day, but you're not doing the work to keep them and connect with them on different levels, that's not going to do any good for your business or the relationship with your community. And so that can apply to inside of the studio or inside of the gym, but also this furthers. It can step more into the social media side. So I think a lot of people aren't utilizing those tools as much as they should, because they don't realize that, hey, connecting with your community on social media could actually help them stay in the studio. Not only do you get more members, but you have to keep them there. And so social media can really help with that. just making sure that your staff is on board and being able to communicate with the promotions that are going on, and making sure all is best in all areas, so everyone's on the same page and everyone is going towards bettering the business. I think that one of the other big things is being able to meld all of those things together, because I think that a lot of marketers out there will spend a ton of time and a lot of gyms or studios or tournaments will hire marketers that don't know the business, but then also they maybe don't know where they should be spending their time. And these businesses and marketers will charge a really high rate. And so high rates for just focusing on one thing in that marketing scheme. So instead of focusing on the paid, the organic continued connection, they're only focusing on the paid marketing, so to speak. So I really think that being able to have bestness in all the areas and understanding the client and their needs and their business is really what helps Soch really stand apart from a lot of other marketers inside of the fitness industry and also martial arts industry.
What's the future for your company? Do you plan to hire more employees in the future? And do you think you're planning to go bigger with your company as well?
Yes, I think in the future, as far as like looking into next year or this year, I would love to get a bigger team. I think that being able to grow slowly is really important. I've seen a lot of businesses that grow really fast and they have those growing pains. I really want to make sure that everything's solid before getting so many people on the team where it's overwhelming and the business or client work suffers. I want to make sure that all the processes are down, and even to a point where I would have employees maybe around the country or around the world that can help me maybe virtually. Or ideally, I think I would really love to have a brick and mortar place for all of the team to meet together and we work on our client work, or have specific people that are on the team that are working on Pinterest or just paid ads or the Instagram and Facebook side of things, or working on podcasts and YouTube for the clients. So having specialists on the team would be ideal for my the future of the business, because I have my strengths and I know that I wouldn't be able to offer like LinkedIn ads for a client that would want it. So there's limiting services that I wouldn't be able to deliver or feel confident delivering to the client, because I know that I don't necessarily have that skill. So I would love to have a team of people where it's kind of like a puzzle piece to make a really big picture that's really perfect for clients and just the betterment of individuals inside the team.
That's amazing. Thank you so much for joining the show today.
Thank you so much. I appreciate you.